You tried turning it around, turning the plug around, because remember
Because now it works.
Oh, whack.
So it's going to sleep?
Okay, give us a sec. We need to actually sort this out. The mic. Okay, that looks normal. Did you turn it around?
I have now rotated it again.
Yeah, I remember that being an issue. It's just been a while since we've run into that. Maybe we've just been getting really lucky on the 50-50 roll of the dice. The mic was doing weird things before the show, but it was actually working. So we were like, we're going live in 5 minutes. It's working. Just leave it alone. Apparently, it was not all right. However, now it is all right. All right.
It's non-reversible Type C.
Yeah. This mic pack was like, what, £320? Professional. Well. Whatever. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, hello.
Hello, everyone.
It's the 28th of February.
It is. And we did a bit where we were like, February, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, yes, hello, everyone. I'm going to sit down for a bit because I'm probably going to be standing for most of it, so I'm going to sit down for a little bit. Oh, did this thing restart again? Oh, it did. I need to confirm it. This laptop has very bizarro problems, and I'm just trying just a little bit more testing before we go. So, yeah.
The fans did go.
They did. Also, I need to take these stickies off the back. I'm pretty sure there's not enough definition to read those off the screen, but anyway. All right. Hello. Yes. How are we all? We are here.
You came.
You knew that I would. Yeah, we're here. I've got a computer to fix down here, which we're going to have a look at, and I'm hopefully going to edit that into a video. I was saying to Caradog earlier on, it's been another week, and I still haven't recorded a video because it's not that I don't have any work. There is, I'm always busy. However, there's not a huge amount of work in at the moment. Turn off Wi-Fi. There's not a huge amount of work in at the moment, and so because of that, there's just less potential for a good video to do. And normally I'd be like, awesome, now I can do all those rainy day videos that I would like to do but never find time to do. But the problem with those is that they're complicated and I need to spend more time planning and recording those, so I can't just bash one of those out in a couple of days. So that's why it's been another week with no video. So I'm just like, okay, right, whatever happens with this PC, I'm going to edit this into a video. So for you loyal fans, you will see a repeat of what you're about to see. So thanks. But whatever. Anyway. Last day of meteorological winter today. Did that just die again?
Is that a type of pizza from?
That's kind of mad that they named something after Domino's or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I'm too tired to make that joke.
Yes, your laptop. It's fucked, mate.
It behaves like it's overheating, but it's not overheating. It's really strange. It's definitely a software issue because it doesn't do it in safe mode, and another Windows install doesn't do it. So there's something that is crashing it. But it's really annoying because it behaves just like it's overheating. However, I have done the thermal paste, I have run the thermal tests. It is not overheating, So it's just like, what is wrong with you? But yeah. Anywho, I will worry about that on Tuesday. Is there any way to stop coil whine with a graphics card? I don't think so, to be honest. I've not tried. I've never tried in earnest, so I don't know. Yeah, I don't know actually. I'm just going to say I don't know because I'm sure that if you searched on YouTube, there must be someone that has actually tried like hot gluing the inductors and stuff like that, like doing that in such a way that the heatsink still fits on and stuff. There must be someone who has actually like tried the obvious, But yeah, also I don't know if if any of that can actually be effective. Coil whine is one of those really annoying issues which just sometimes it just happens, and it's really difficult to engineer out. Limiting it. Oh yeah, actually, unironically, that's a really good shout. I always forget that answer. Is yeah, actually limit your FPS to your display refresh rate, because a lot of people don't do this. For me, I'm just like, why would you not do this? But yeah, use frame rate limiters, people. Never run your frame rate uncapped, because if you've got, say, 140 hertz monitor, limit your frame rate to 140 FPS. So that way, when the game hits 140 FPS, your graphics card will stop working so hard. And that means that your graphics card will be sitting in the middle of its dial instead of redlining all the time. And yeah, that means you will get less coil whine. This, of course, assumes that you're actually hitting max FPS, but still. VSync is a very sledgehammer approach to doing that. There are better ways of this than VSync. Actually use a frame rate limiter. Yeah, VSync is old school. It kind of has the same effect, but use a frame rate limiter, not VSync. So yeah, downvolting. Yes, you could try tweaking the voltage ever so slightly, because that's the thing, is all you have to do is just change the electrical characteristics ever so slightly, just so it's not hitting those harmonics. So yeah, that actually sounds reasonable as well. But yeah. Drill more holes below the laptop. That might work. You could also do that.
Drill holes through the laptop. Just.
Yeah, I've heard of people soaking CA glue under the inductors. Ooh, yeah, that sounds a bit drastic. As I say, I'm sure someone on YouTube has tried doing that, but yeah, I would stick to less destructive things if you're going to get physical with it.
Just take a pot of wax and dip the card in it repeatedly, like you're making a candle. Just the entire card.
I mean, maybe. Plasti dip, yeah.
Just coat the entire thing.
Yeah. All right.
Scrape a little hole out for the dye again, of course.
Oh, okay, right. So, before we get started, I need to take the display panel out of this laptop, just because I need to know what panel is in this laptop, because I need to put a new panel in this laptop.
Also, that's quite floppy. Oh,
yeah, a little bit. It's a 15-inch. Yeah. Something made of cheese. But whatever.
Back in my day.
Yeah. This is why I just don't like any laptops, you know.
Yeah.
Just it's one of the reasons why I'm just like, for everything I hate about Macs, they don't flex, man. It's aluminium, you know. It's just like, yeah, you don't have these problems with a Mac. So say what you like, but I don't see people with broken hinges on Macs. Actually, ironically, I did see one of those the other day, but I think that was a very, very unusual case. Anyway, LOQ. Yeah, I have not seen this LOQ branding on a Lenovo before.
Ugh.
Yeah, like I don't know if this is like the Legion but light or something like that. But yeah. Okay, right. Well, getting so many people asking for screen repairs on yeah. It's definitely been growing. I have had I've done a couple of OLED screen replacements now, and the nice thing is that they're definitely becoming less exotic. The panels are more expensive than a standard panel, unsurprisingly, but not to the extreme. Like, you know, I think the last OLED replacement I did, the panel was like £60 or £70.
What?
Or something like that.
Oh my god, okay.
As opposed to like £200.
That's genuinely,
you know,
like £200 cheaper than I was expecting you to say.
That's it.
I was expecting you to say they're like 250 quid because they're 4K OLED blah 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 displays.
Yeah.
Because that's the only ones I ever seeing stuff.
Like, this was an extremely non-exotic panel kind of
Yeah, I
thing.
didn't realise they'd finally
However,
started pushing those.
Yeah,
that's good.
there are some ordinary OLED panels,
That's
and
nice.
yeah, it's also believable because, like, you know, I've got one of them in my YouTube display at home now. That portable display that I picked up around Christmas time. Yeah, I paid like I think I paid like £100 for that, and it's a genuine OLED display. You know, sure, it's 1080p and it's like 13 inch or 12 or 13 inch or something like that. So, you know, it's not exotic, but it is actually OLED.
If it isn't 480 hertz.
What's the point? Yeah. However, as a YouTube display, it's great because it means now my dedicated YouTube monitor isn't like a really crappy IPS panel that's got a grey that has where like black is this, you know. So yeah.
What do you mean? I thought that laptop was black. Says all the TN gamers.
Well, and the IPS gamers, let's be real, you know. So yeah. All right. Ba 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 ba.
Yes, take the screen out.
Yes, I was just catching up on chat, but yeah. All right, cool. I'm going to quickly take the LCD out of this. I need a priming tool.
I'll try those again with words. Lenovo is actually a manufacturer of laptops.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. They are the first contractor, I guess.
Yeah, I mean they bought the IBM laptop division.
Yeah, but they don't. It's not a case of like, was it not MediaTek? Medion in the UK, where they were buying devices made by someone else and putting their name on it.
This is not a Clevo.
Yeah.
So yes,
it might be a
it's not like if you
reference design device, but it worked with Lenovo. Yeah.
And again, that can be a little bit complicated because, like, for example, so many of the OEM laptop brands, they don't roll their own motherboards anyway. Their motherboards are made by like Quanta and people like that.
Yeah.
However, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty of like who actually makes anything, which is a somewhat nebulous question. So yeah, badge engineering. Yeah, kinda. Yeah. Right. Oh, this feels extremely glued in. Oh no. Oh, I might have to get the hairdryer out for this.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh. I'll do it at the start of the stream, I said. It'll be a nice little warm-up while we wait for people to arrive before we start doing the actual computer.
It'll be a warm-up because we need a hairdryer.
This is also true. Okay.
What's wrong with the panel?
It's got just lines across it.
Oh, I see.
So yeah.
So you're not super concerned about the actual panel?
I can butcher the panel. However, if I break this bezel, that's gonna suck. So I would like to not do that. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. It's starting to move now. So yeah.
Are you also replacing the back casing? Just because of the damage on this corner.
I wasn't planning on it.
See, they haven't asked you.
No. Yeah. So yeah, it's. I would expect if I can find the top lid for this, I would expect to pay £50 or £60 for that top lid minimum, which is kind of outrageous, but that's just what they cost. So yeah, it's a case of like if it's just cosmetic damage, I don't think it's worth doing. And a lot of people will quite happily be like, sure, I don't mind that for paying £70 less on the bill. So yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Lenovo starting to install Linux instead of Windows?
They've done that on their quote-unquote professional line of devices for like 10 years or so,
wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I don't know.
So I thought they did it around the same time as Dell did for what? I was about to call them a ProBook. That's the wrong company.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are keeping this available, just not because they're actually serious about it, but just because every now and then they get some tryhard who's just like, actually, I don't want Windows on there, so you have to discount it by £90 now because that's how much a Windows license costs. And meanwhile, any sensible person would be like, bitch, who the fuck is paying £90 for a Windows license? What's wrong with you? No. However, I think a lot of them just offer a Linux version now, just so when one of these blowhards show up, they can be like, okay, here's the Linux version. You know.
But also the fact of legitimately, because supporting Linux makes sense.
It does theoretically mean that they have to make sure it actually functions with Linux, you know, like all the drivers and work and stuff. So yeah, I guess that is good to ensure that there's no, that does at least ensure that all of the stuff actually works on Linux. So yeah.
But also it's a benefit to the company to sell that as well, because it's reasonably low effort in the final stage. But it's also the fact of, obviously, it gives the option. And also there are some companies out there that will want loads of them, because actually almost their entire development environment is based on X distribution of Linux.
Yeah, maybe. Although, you know, if a company is like that, they almost certainly have an internal IT department that's going to take the laptop out of the box and immediately wipe it anyway.
Yeah, but if they sell a laptop that doesn't work on Linux, the company's not going to buy it.
Yes, that's true.
That's what I'm saying.
That will attract those customers. Yeah.
It's also possible. Also, I imagine it gives them a bargaining chip for getting Microsoft licensing.
Yeah.
Because if they say, well, actually, 4.5% of our business customers ordered the Linux option, even though it was the same list price, or, you know, only £10 different.
Yeah.
You know, blah, 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 blah. We can go anywhere else we want.
Yay.
Yeah.
I've started doing my Linux challenge.
Yeah.
And I was telling Caradog when he arrived. Well, I say I've started. It's over here, and I'm taking it home this weekend, which will be the actual beginning of my Linux challenge. However, I've set up the computer for it, and so far, going really well. Yeah. I installed Mint, which just installed. Put in the flash drive, install, rebooted. It ran the package manager to update everything. It downloaded a slightly newer version. Cool, no problem. I went to steampowered.com and clicked download Steam. It downloaded a .deb file, so I just double clicked on that, and it just automatically did it all. I didn't have to, I didn't have to open it in the package manager or anything. It just installed it like it was an installer.
Yeah, that's good.
And then Steam came up. I logged in, and I went on like a bunch of my most recently played games. I just went download, and I was like, right, okay, I've got to get like Proton and stuff like that. I'm like, do I need to go and make sure that that's installed and working? And when I looked at Steam was already downloading Proton and all of the other supporting stuff, just doing it automatically in the Steam download manager.
Yes.
So like all of these things because in the back of my brain, I'm just like, so I might need to install some of the gaming stuff manually and stuff. No, just Steam is just doing all of it. Yeah. And so far, like the four games that I've tested so far, which was just a complete crapshoot of just Age of Empires 2, Warhammer Dark Tide, Deep Rock Galactic, and Dark Souls 3. So complete scattershot of games in age and style. All of them, I just clicked install. When they finished, I clicked play, and it just loaded up and just ran the game. And it's just like, so far, it just works.
I'm not sure which one I'm most surprised about.
I mean, like I said to Caradog earlier on, it might be that I've just been extremely lucky and all of those just happen to have like gold compatibility rating on like whatever that Proton chart is.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't happened to pick one that has problems yet. I will be testing more stuff. However, but what I've done so far, I've not looked up any guides at all. I've not, not even to have to one side. I'm just like, I'm not going to look at anything. I'm not going to read any instructions. I'm just going to try and play a game. And so far, it just works. So, as I say, lots more to try. Lots more to try still, and lots more to test still, and more curveballs to throw at it. But so far, my basic experience has been fantastic. So yeah, it's okay until something goes wrong. Yeah, maybe. However, so far, yeah. I thought I would have to at least install some extra packages. I thought I would at least have to open the package manager and say, I want Proton, or I want, I thought I would start a game and it would be like, oh, you need these things to do this, and I'd have to go to the package manager and manually fetch those things or something. But no, it's just, everything has just sorted itself out so far.
Yeah.
So yeah. Haven't got that far yet, Bold. Yeah.
Have you had any thoughts about that? Just because obviously Vegas isn't going to work.
Productivity. Yeah. So I'm going to get, because 99% certain that what's it called, DaVinci Resolve. I'm fairly DaVinci Resolve has got a Linux version, haven't they? So I'm probably going to just get Resolve, and I'm going to have to try and take a swing at that.
Excellent. That means you can also swap on Windows.
Maybe. We'll see. Then also, I'll be doing some Blender work this weekend, which I will probably try and do on that machine as well. I'm not expecting to have...
Is there a package for Mint for Blender?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Because I think I saw it just when I opened the package manager or the App Store, whatever you want to call it. It had a banner for Blender there. It did seem to be a really old version though. It was like Blender 4.0, and I'm like, okay. So I might need to check on that, because I'm just like, Blender 5 has only just come out, but Blender 4.5 long term has been around for quite a long time. So like if their latest version is Blender 4.0, I'm just like, that's horrendously behind. And that shouldn't be a deal breaker, but also that would be the first points off. It's like, why the hell is the Linux version so far behind? But yeah, we'll see. So yeah, Office Suite and stuff like that, I'm just going to use Google Docs because I use Google Docs anyway. So yeah, a lot of stuff is going to be web-based and just won't affect me. But also in a way, that's kind of that will be one of the takeaways of this is, this comes up often now, that so much of what people do is web-based that when it actually comes down to it, you kind of need surprisingly little,
It's a point I kind of make to an awful lot of people about actually most people just need a Chromebook with a non-shit screen. Yeah. Also, though, I would like to not spend £600 on a Chromebook, but I don't know. Yeah. I might want to run something other than a browser. That's the problem. Wow, that's a really thick stretch release tab. Just to make sure it doesn't snap.
Well, yeah, it didn't snap in his credit. Yeah, apparently. So catching up on stuff. Kden Live for video editing. DaVinci Resolve is apparently iffy, but yeah, we'll try it anyway. So yeah. Whine works effortlessly for programs. Well, that would be an interesting thing. I don't know if I can be bothered to try and install Vegas through. Well, actually, I could try Vegas through Whine as a Whine test, because like that might be interesting. Actually, is to be like, okay, here's a program that no one expects to like. That this is. It's not fair. Like, it would be really unfair for me to be like, I can't run Vegas 14, therefore it's shit. But what if it can just run Vegas 14?
No, you're swapping to Resolve.
Maybe. Anyway, why not Vegas? Yeah.
The bullying will continue until the Vegas stops being used.
Run Vegas through Oh yeah, I guess Proton does more than just games, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
No! Chat! Stop it!
Ooh, shit. Yeah, well, I will be trying that, yeah. Ow. So, yes.
Stop using your 16-year-old software.
I refuse. You can't make me.
I can. I have the means and the tools.
But not my consent.
So, I have the means and the tools.
Don't need whine if you have Kden Live. I mean, I might look at that anyway, just as an interest thing, because I would like to know of just some other simple video editing tools that exist, because that is also good to know. It would be useful to try that out, just so if people are swapping, I can be like, yeah, if you do try swapping to Linux, then Kden Live is there, and that's a basic video editor that is, you know, if you just need to do some clip editing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll try it. No overhead cam? Not at the moment, because I'm done taking this apart now. There just wasn't really a lot that needed to be shown. I just needed to get this panel out so I can order another one. So yes, I'm now going to throw those at the bin.
You actually got it close to the bin.
Yeah. I'm going to roughly put that on and put like 2 clips in place.
2 clips in place.
I'm just going to rest that there and close the laptop lid on top of it. All right, that'll do. Not putting it. No, I don't have another screen yet. I'm taking it out because I needed to find out what panel was in it.
Is there anything special about this screen?
No, I think it's just a basic. I think it might be like 144 hertz or something like that. But I don't know. The website for that particular laptop was excruciatingly annoying. Like on a normal gaming laptop, when you look it up on the manufacturer's webpage and you look up the tech specs, it will show you a table with the specs for what that laptop is available. And it'll be like, here's the i5 version, the i7 version. Here, like this version has got a 4060, this version has a 4070, and this version has the 4080 in it, you know, or something like that. Whereas on this one, it was like, this laptop is available with AMD Ryzen 7000 series processors. I'm like, which one? And NVIDIA RTX GPUs, which one? And it does not mention at all the specs of the screen. It tells you about the RGB keyboard, but I'm like, what kind of screen does it have? Like, I'm trying to, because I brought this up while I was talking to the customer, because they were like, oh, how much is it probably going to cost? And I was like, oh, let's just quickly see if it has an exotic screen or not. No idea. Couldn't tell. So I was like,
it's going to cost you £500.
Yeah, so I said, I'm actually not sure. I've got to take the screen out to find out. So, yeah. All right. However, yeah. Let's pull this. Could you pull up eBay for me, please?
No, I can't.
I type in the letters E. It translates to egg. Right, NE156 FHM-NX3.
Oh, NX3.
So 156 is going to be 15.6. FHM is going to be full. Is going to be 1080p. It's an IPS screen. Cool. And also, can you just quickly Google search that part number as well? Oh, there you go. Frequency 144. It is a 144 hertz panel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. What price is that one? £46. Oh yeah. See, this is great now. Just panels are great. You know, 1080p, IPS, 144 hertz, and it's 46 quid.
I mean, it's a complete garbage display that only does 45% of the NTSC color space, which means it does about 15% of sRGB.
Yeah.
But hey.
Yeah. But that's laptop panels for you. But you know, sure.
That is the one good thing about the higher end OLEDs becoming more common, is at least they actually have color volume.
Yeah, the minimum standard is significantly higher. Yeah. Yeah. Even though the color reproduction isn't great though, like the base specs on it are just like, okay, that's not too shabby. Like the bar is really bloody low for laptops. So yeah. So yes, compared to like goods monitors, that is horrid. But yeah, trust me, you guys, the bar is so low that's, yeah, not bad going.
Or you can buy one that's a 72%er for £65.
Oh, that's interesting. I might get the nicer one actually, because that's cheaper than I expected. I think I quoted the customer like 100 to 120 pounds. So yeah, actually that nicer one at 65 quid, I might actually shoot for that one if if the spec is actually that much higher.
Maybe.
Also, of course, these are just claimed specs, you know.
Yeah. Also,
and these are IPS displays, Selfman.
Yeah.
It shows colours and text, so it's good for the plebs. Yeah, but like when you look at something like just a HP Pavilion, HP Pavilions still to this day have they have screens that look like they've been left out in the garden for a week. You know, it's kind of like even on recently made laptops, it's kind of mind blowing how awful some of the screens are. So having something that is at least pretending to be good is pretty impressive.
The answer for so many of these is, who knows?
Yeah, yeah.
So yes. I think the answer to all of them is,
Yeah. Might just go with the top one. It does say it's a BOE, which is
the same.
Yeah, I was going to say, and this one's a BOE, so the chances are it is actually an identical match. So yeah,
I thought for a second,
parts are good. I buy from them all the time.
I thought for a second that was the front of a display, and I was just like, "Oh my god, look at that banding!"
That's
Wait,
not what
hold
it
on
should
a
look
minute.
like. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to pull up that top one that was the BOE one, just so I can type that into my phone and hit buy, just because I need to actually make sure this is ordered, and then we can progress. Actually, it'd probably be quicker for me to just type this into my phone now. NE156, and then we will move on. FHM NX3.
Yes, it shows colours and text. Well, it shows text.
Buy now.
Yeah.
Hold tight.
Holding.
Sign security. Oh my god. Okay.
You must now verify you.
Copy, paste. I hate doing stuff on phone. I don't know why. I just don't like doing things on my phone.
It's because you're old, man.
Maybe, yeah. Confirm and pay.
On making videos, what would
Dunzo.
you say to a complete beginner? How to appear in front of a camera, etc. What were your experiences? I feel like my starting point is just do it
Yeah,
and keep doing it.
yeah,
And at some point you'll get slightly better.
yeah. Like if you roll back and watch like the first like if you roll back and watch like the first 10 Let's Fix Computers videos, and like also there's the secret and terrible pilot that is on my personal YouTube channel, which was I call it the pilot, but it was fundamentally like the test video where I was actually like, let's try recording fitting a new screen onto a laptop and just see what happens. And the way it actually sounds like is, instead of me sounding like this, where I'm sort of speaking and doing this and all the rest of it, I'm actually like, okay, so we've got this laptop here and I'm going to change the screen on it. So you'll need these tools. I've got a Phillips screwdriver, and I've got like this prying tool. This one's metal. A lot of them are plastic, but you can use the metal ones. I find them better, but sometimes they leave marks on it. So
Have you watched it recently?
so we're going to no, but I just know
Because you sound eerily similar in your description of things.
because it was me, man. I know.
Yeah, but it's also 15 years ago.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it.
Repair ASMR. I mean, you could do that, yes. Just the same level of confidence, but, you know, softer.
Yeah,
Speaking
and like I'm not
quietly
saying
into
that
people's ears.
yeah, and like some people will be like, oh, I'd rather someone like that than someone who's all shouty on camera and stuff. But also, there's a difference between sort of sounding like you're bored and actually sort of speaking confident and speaking like you're interested. You know, being like, we're going to look at this, we're going to change this out. This is what you should be interested in. Here's what I'm paying attention to. You know, it's stage presence basically. That's what it's about. It's just stage presence, and that comes with practice. And yeah, for me, it is a slow evolution. I don't know when I would put the like where I would draw the line as to where I feel like I had learned to start speak. You know, I don't know where I would draw the line of I am now camera trained, but yeah, certainly there is a large chunk at the beginning of the channel where I am evidently not practiced on camera / microphone. You know.
Yeah.
Black metal voice tech repair channel. Remove the screen. Undo the peel. Throw it in the bin. And slow. You know.
Suddenly BFG division.
Bane voice. And now when you remove the paddle, you will find it does exactly what you command it. All right. The microphone peaks every time YouTube speaks. It's way over the top shouting. Maybe it depends on the mic setup. However, also a lot of people's mic setups are bad. I'm not saying that mine is perfect because I don't spend a lot of time doing sound check. However, I at least know what I know what I'm attempting to do. I think streamers are a lot worse for that. Too many Twitch streamers have bought nice equipment but have zero idea how to even do a basic setup of that equipment. So yeah, like in a shot to no one, it doesn't matter how much you spend on the mic. If you just plug in the mic and just run it raw, it's going to sound bad. You know, not because mics are bad, but because you're supposed to actually set it up for what you're trying to do with it. You know. So yeah.
Yes. Shall we look at the computer?
We shall.
So you'll do that, but you won't attack it with a knife?
Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm uncomfortable just thinking about it already. We're doing the computer. We're moving on. Just even imagining it is the visceral reaction again. Oh, no. Nails on chalkboard. All right. Also, just one more thing, because I forgot to acknowledge it when we were talking about Linux. Someone said, are you going to try an anti-cheat game? Sort of. I will try a couple of games that I know use easy anti-cheat, because I think easy anti-cheat has a Linux solution. So I'll try one or two just for the sake of it. But I don't play esports games or anything like that. And like, you know, a lot of my testing is going to boil down to just my use case. You know, in the same way, like I'm not going to do any performance testing, because if you want performance testing, there's other people who've done performance testing. This already exists by people who are doing more meta testing. That's not what I'm here to do. I want to talk about quality of life and the user experience for my use case, so people can watch that and derive whatever information they can from it. So yeah. Okay, so this computer has a busted USB plug in the back of it. Just going to quickly pull that out. I don't think that's causing a problem, but whatever. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly pull up my notes just so I'm clear on what I'm doing with this. I think the customer was a bit vague and was just like, oh, it doesn't turn on. Yeah, I've got no post/boot. The
I/O is on the wrong side? The I/O panel is on the wrong side of the case?
Oh yeah, it is. I see. Fine. so it's not been built properly. Right, have we got any? Okay, we've got broken bits of a USB plug in there, but the USB socket is not mangled. So yeah, that's what I wanted to check for, just in case there were a bunch of mangled pins in there, and I was going to be like, well, there's your problem. All right, so apparently this thing doesn't post. Apparently, if you bully it, like after repeated attempts, it will sometimes start, but then it doesn't. It maybe doesn't boot properly. So yeah, we're going to turn it on and reproduce the fault first.
Oh, the HDMI cables are wrong. I don't believe we have capture, because I think the grey one goes straight into the monitor. Yes, it does.
Yay. All right, that's going to there. That. Oh yeah, that goes into there, and then that goes into there. Yeah, I remember how this works.
How do cables? With me, your favourite cabler. Where is keyboard?
Right, there's the receiver, and the keyboard is over here. Oop. Okay, you didn't spend too long on that. I thought you were just going to start pushing it across the desk by the power cable and being like, Caradog, please. Thanks. All right, let's see what it does. I'm just going to lay this flat on the desk because, yeah, you've seen what it looks like now. Oh.
Delightful.
Actually, I'm just going to have a quick peer just to see if there's anything screamingly wrong. I doubt there would be, because like this thing has been working thus far, so yeah, it looks pretty straightforward. It's an oldish build. This motherboard is a Asus M5A97. That sounds second or third gen-ish to me.
It might be
FX. No. Oh no, you're right. It is FX. Yeah, that's AMD. The
yes.
socket hold down is AMD. Yeah.
Yes.
Gross. Yeah. Yeah, I forget the name of the AMD chipsets off the top of my head. I had managed to purge FX from my memory. All right. We've got a Samsung SSD there. Couple
Some
of
other
drives.
SSD
Yeah.
up there.
All right, let's push the power button. Oh, is it on top? Oh, thank you. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's the silver bit. All right. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Some LEDs on the motherboard are changing, and it's posted. Okay. No keyboard detected. I beg to differ. Press F1 to run setup. Let's do that. No? Okay, maybe that USB port doesn't work. Oh, no, it did pick it up. It was just delayed. Also, though, I think this monitor is turned off for some... No, it's not turned off. Why have we got no output to here? HDMI. I'll just replug the pass-through. We've got capture, so how do we not have pass-through?
Is there more than one HDMI port on that monitor?
Gonna double check. No.
I doubt it, yeah.
Just unplug that and plug it back in again, just to make sure.
Hello, monitor. Yeah.
Might be worth just plugging the computer directly into the monitor, because if there's something weird about the video output, maybe we have actually just seen the problem. It is actually posting, it's just not giving a picture, but by some weird fluke, the capture is able to lock onto it.
Look at the date.
The date is reset. okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I misread it and thought there was an extra 0 in the year for a second.
Yeah.
So I was just like, hold on, is that date the year 2008?
Yeah, I mean the date being reset, like people are
Yeah,
just
but
like,
I read it as 2008,
yeah,
so I was
yeah.
just like, hold on,
Yeah.
not again.
Yeah.
It's the balloon.
No. However, also people are being like, flat BIOS battery and stuff like that. Like, yeah, sure, but that doesn't stop the computer from working. That can cause some problems, but that doesn't stop it functioning. So yeah, like I do not care about the date at the moment. The balloon was a fluke. That was a fluke.
Never again.
That was a fluke. Right. I'm just going to see if we still have capture if I deactivate, reactivate. Yeah, we do. Okay.
I'm going to unplug the graphics card and plug it back in.
Yeah. All right. Let's plug it directly into the monitor and see if the monitor gets a picture then.
Is it the monitor that's the problem?
This monitor has been working this week, so just going to plug this in directly and see what happens.
Yeah. Apparently this board specifically can have issues with low RTC batteries.
Okay, so now we're getting an output on the monitor, so it's just the pass-through being funky, or it's an issue with that cable, but like, let's just quickly plug this cable directly into the computer just in case. I'll pass it over the top just for run length issues. Extremely strange for pass-through to not work. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's plug it all back in through the capture again.
What? Right, have that.
Whack. Right,
How
plug that into that.
very bizarre.
Also might just power cycle the capture card in case the capture card is playing silly beggars with us.
Yeah. That's back. That's not
back. Okay, I'm going to power cycle the capture card.
Well then, that's a bizarre issue.
Okay, well, if capture is working, that's fine. We can work with that. It's just
indeed, just
also, yes, chassis fan 3. I spotted that earlier on as well. Yeah, chassis fan 3 is doing something. Yeah,
it's definitely not 67,000.
Which one is?
No, 675,000 RPM.
Oh, there's some. Yeah, there's some fuckery going on with chassis fan 3. I can see 2 things coming off of it. There's only one plugged into the speed sensor though, so. But yeah, these are old fans, so it wouldn't surprise me if just the fan speed sensor is buggered. Doesn't really matter, but yeah. Okay, right. So is this actually responsive at the moment? Is our capture working properly? Advanced mode F7. No, it's being squicky with us where we have to deactivate, reactivate. Oh, also just didn't pick that up apparently. Yeah, let's just move to a different USB port. Oh, there we go. Okay, right. All right. Okay, well, let's see how far we get with that. I'm just going to save and exit and just see if it starts booting, I guess. Oh, God. I think this is going to be a bust. The only unusual part at the moment is just the fact that it won't give us pass-through. But we'll see if it does that when we get to Windows. Yeah, I was going to say just get ready to swap off just in case. Yeah, if you go to face cam and then just bring up studio mode.
Studio mode.
Studio.
What?
Studio.
Okay.
And it's booted. Okay.
Excellent.
Best repair channel on YouTube, folks. God fucking damn it. I think this is a big waste of my time. No, it's booting to Windows 10 and it's fine. It's fine.
What?
It's loaded with YouTube already open. Okay. It's fine. Okay. God dang it. Okay. I guess we'll throw a new BIOS battery in there and call it quits.
Yeah.
Other than that, this is some ancient ass FX rig. So like, here's my level of care. Here's it going right now. You know. Fine. Maybe loose cables. Yeah.
Someone did say that the power button was bad on this case, so maybe that's the issue.
Sure. Yeah, we'll try giving it a couple of restarts and things like that. And yeah. Floor Lamp said 3-volt rail is a bit low for their taste and stuff like. But like, it's starting and running, so do we care?
It's not really worth spending money on this computer, though. That's
like, what are we gonna do about that, if anything? So yeah, we'll give it a couple of power cycles and stuff. So let's just do an actual clean shutdown on that.
Shut down.
Cool. And then let's just go to overhead cam. We'll stick a new BIOS battery in it, and we'll I guess
cam.
we'll check the resistance on the power button.
Pow! Oh, there is no bench cam. Hold on. There will be bench cam momentarily.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Wow.
It's a multimeter.
All right, hold on. Let me move things. Yeah, that should be. You should be able to get something working with that.
Later.
Oops.
Oh, that's a Graham. Hello, Graham.
We are. Yeah, I was about to say we're zoomed as well.
Whoosh.
Okay.
What?
This is the power cable for one of the case fans.
Oh, I don't know why I thought, but I thought you just unplugged the power button. And I was like, why has it got a Molex on it?
That was the style at the time. It's AMDFX, man. I'm going to cut this out. Sue me, everyone. Oh, but the customer might want to use that on Molex. Shut up. No one is... All my homies hate Molex fans. And all
Molex has no fans.
And all the people who crawl out of the comments section to be like, actually, Molex is a good connector. I don't care. I don't care. Oh my God, I don't care. So,
isn't it also the only connector that isn't made by Molex?
yes. I forget what the actual correct... Actually, no, serious question, chat. What's the correct name for the 4-pin quote-unquote Molex connector? Like, what do we actually... What should we actually be calling it? Julius Molex. Amp.
Oh, yeah,
Molex.
AMP.
Cut the wrong wire on. I'm fine. It's fine. Yeah. It's an amp connector. Okay. But Molex is a good connector. I use it for all my projects. They're a brand... not sure if you're joking or not.
Whichever one makes you the most angry.
Likely. Okay, right. Plug that.
What's it called? Schmolex. Smaller Molex. Oh yes, actually we should be calling it Harold.
Yeah, well, other Molex connectors are, yes, indeed, good connectors, but that's not like the 4-pin Molex. That much being said, it's also worth noting that 4-pin Molex was one of those connectors that suffered from the end cheapening. Where, oh, what's happened to you? That's a big old tide mark there. God.
Vape oil.
Unironically, wouldn't surprise me. Pretty grim. Can you rotate us 180 degrees, please?
Wait, hold on. I was about to rotate the camera.
That would have been very funny for the bit, but also... Okay, there we go, yeah. Yeah, this is pretty grim. We could clean it up, I guess, but like... Yeah, do you want to? Is that what we're doing today?
Yeah, I mean, whilst you're fiddling with that, I'll blow it out.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that needs a wipe. Yeah, we should take the back cover off and like wipe down the PCB, I think. But like, yeah, do with that as you please, I guess. What actually is it? Hold on a sec. Let's, unless you can read that.
It's a GTX 770.
Huh. Interesting.
Yes. And for those of you at home, it's a GTX 770.
I see.
So I muted myself.
Oh, right, yeah. Where is the ground? Oh, these screws will probably work. Oh, how about that? BIOS battery's fine. 3.25 in circuit. Interesting. Yeah, that's fine. There's no point in touching that. So actually, it's possible that there was a problem with it, but at some point just in transit, it has done a BIOS reset and recovered. But yeah, the BIOS battery isn't flat. That's fine. Yeah. So the date is wrong. So the BIOS has reset itself. So it has obviously recovered. So this isn't... I think it would be incorrect to call this a no fault found, but it has chosen that moment to start up. Where is the power button on this thing? Power switch is there. Okay, let's measure that just for lols. I don't know what we're expecting to find, but... heck, can we get in there? Huh? There is some resistance on that. It's still plugged in. However, also if I then push the power button, it is sorry, the computer is turned off. The power button is plugged in, but the mains is turned off. So if I press that, that goes down to, well, not 0, but also that's bad probing, but in credit where it's due, that's not exactly going down to 0. That's going down to like a couple of ohms. But tell you what, let's just unplug that and make sure we're getting really good probing on that. Put that there. Okay. I mean, yeah, I've not really tried measuring the power switch before, but it's not exactly going down to 0, no. I'm just going to grab just a random other power switch. I think I've got one kicking around somewhere, just as a basis of comparison. Thought I had one kicking around in my random cables down here that I kept just in case. Although, I tell you what I could do actually, I could grab my power button widget, which is, I was using it, oh I know where it is, it's on the motherboard that I've got over here.
It's buried in my chocolate eggs.
Yeah, we've got to get eating those, there's so many. Right.
Would you like a chocolate egg?
Sure.
Oh, hello DuckDuckGo.
Did you F1?
F.
King. Ah! Wire resistance? No, not at 2 ohms.
Oh dear.
That's got to be bad probing. Heck, come on. There's got to be an easier way of getting the things onto this. Right, let's try that. Oh, and then I bent the things. Yeah, that doesn't exactly give a decent reading either. Like, granted, my probing is kind of wonky here, but you know, it goes down to a pretty low. There'll be a limiting resistance. Anything below 1 kilo ohm is fine. Yeah, like that's not exactly going down to 0 either, and that works just fine. And that's jank as heck. So yeah, no, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think that's an issue at all. So yeah. Does it have a BIOS reset switch on the back? It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know why it's chosen to do a BIOS reset at the moment. Like, maybe it just had enough failed starts that the board has automatically reset the BIOS. That is a thing that can happen, and that has been a thing for a while. That's not exactly a new feature. So I would believe that. So yeah, I guess we'll just give it a couple of power on, power off cycles and just make sure it works. But this feels not so much like a no fault found, but certainly at the very least a computer that has just come good. And I'm not convinced that there's anything to find here. I'm going to unplug the SSD so it doesn't try and start up. And put the graphics card back in. That is an improvement. I was going to plug in this fan as well.
It's up to date enough to be running Windows 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sort of very quickly going into the, well, yeah, like, how much work are we going to bother doing with this thing? It's, yeah, it's just an old system and it seems to have come good, so I'm not convinced there's really anything to, I don't feel like there's anything worth doing here, which I'm annoyed about because that's kind of blown the premise of the show. I should have checked it beforehand. But there it is. Was upgrading to Windows 11 also include? I don't think I would try and upgrade this to Windows 11.
No, it's an FX machine.
Yeah, like
the upgrade to Windows 11 is an Optiplex. Effectively.
Yeah.
Is a replacement computer.
Yeah, like this could theoretically run Windows 11, but the FX is old enough that I'm like, I don't trust that to not have problems in the future. So yeah. As we say frequently on this channel, and I will say again, the FX is a lost cause.
It wasn't good at the time.
Yeah, it was bad in its day, and it hasn't gotten any better. So it's just like, the answer is no. As soon as you see an FX, it's just like, no, we're done here. Do not. So yeah, update the BIOS, no. If this thing is running, I'm not touching it, because if it stops running, now I have to fix a goddamn FX machine, you know? So like, yeah, this is an XP7 PC, no higher. Yeah, I mean, it runs 10 just fine, but still.
You'll need to plug the HDMI in.
Oh, might have caught that in time.
Gotcha.
Right, I think it's going to need a reset. It has got diagnostic LEDs on it, and it has gone over to the boot device LED, so I think it actually just posted really quick, which wouldn't surprise me. Older computers do actually post very fast because they don't have a lot to do. So I'm going to hit reset. The annoying thing is, this is from the era where they did have some diagnostic LEDs, but they're near the relevant thing. So like the CPU LED is there, the VGA LED is there under the graphics card, and the boot device LED is over here. So it's just like, what? Okay, recover the BIOS setting again. All right, so this is kind of interesting because we didn't reset the BIOS. I did a save and quit.
Yeah, but you did take the you didn't take the battery out. Oh, I thought you did to measure the voltage.
Yeah, didn't take the battery out. So, so that's the thing. Let's run setup, I guess. Current BIOS settings do not support the current boot device. Well, there's no boot device connected, so that may have come up because it hasn't detected any bootable devices, which is correct because I disconnected the thing. Leaking RTC diode. Wouldn't that drain the battery though? Although there's no guarantee that the customer hasn't already tried to change the battery at some point on this. Dust bunny. Be gone. We could check it, yeah. So yeah, and yeah, the clock has reset because it had counted up to 5 minutes previously. So yeah, it has reset again. Okay. Chassis fan 3 is a bit wonky. Yeah, I'm not super fussed about that. That's just a fan giving wonky reporting. Battery looks stock. They all look like that, to be honest. Although KTS is one of those brands where like you don't really buy those, so yeah, I could believe that it's the original battery. But again, the voltage is too high for that. The BIOS voltage was 3.25, which is like almost new. So yeah. Yeah, a leaking RTC diode wouldn't necessarily drain the battery. Okay. We could have a closer look and we could try and diagnose that. So let's see if we can do that then. Because also, if the BIOS is resetting on every single boot, well, that is a fault. That's going to be really annoying because it means it's not going to keep the time and you're going to get all kinds of weird behavior that might result in no posts and stuff like that. This is, so like, I say that a flat BIOS battery doesn't stop the computer from running, but it will cause erratic behavior. And because the BIOS resetting all the time, that is the erratic behavior that it would cause. So this is something that is worth investigating. So, okay. And again, on the low 3 volt rail. Okay, yeah.
But what if you put the drives back in and then just restart it? Does it reset again? Or did it reset because it couldn't detect any boot devices?
I don't
because of some stupid setup.
I don't buy that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it was the only. Yeah. It was just the fact of it came up with a there are no boot devices.
Yeah.
Setting. And it's just like, okay.
Yeah. Floor lamp saying that the low 3.3 volt rail would tally with a leaking RTC diode. That makes sense to me because the 3.3 volt rail will be feeding. So as a friendly reminder, the PCH has the CMOS circuit inside it, and when you disconnect the BIOS battery and disconnect the power from the computer, the 3.3 volt signal into the PCH goes low, which tells the PCH to do a BIOS reset on the next startup. So that signal is being powered from two places, being powered from the BIOS battery or it's being powered from the 3.3 volt rail, whichever is available. So theoretically, the BIOS battery is under zero load while the computer is plugged into the mains. However, so if we're seeing a low 3.3 volt rail, that would imply that something might be pulling it down very slightly, and that might be causing this behavior. So yeah. Let's set the clock and just save and reboot and just see what happens. So, could you reset the capture, please? Oh, yeah. I had powered off the PSU, correct. And in that also, interestingly, I powered off the PSU, but I'd left the battery in, and the battery is suspiciously high voltage, which might imply that that dual power from the battery or from the PSU is not functioning properly. So yeah. All right. Can I set the clock from here? No, let's just go to F7. Enter advanced mode. Hold on to your butts. We're going to go to advanced mode where we set the clock. Right, that's going to be 02 because America. Whoops. 28. Why would you format your time like this? America, please explain. All right, and it is 1654. Good enough. Save and quit. Right, so we're just going to save and reset, and we're just going to see if it actually just saves that. Check the battery on the bench. We already have. It was at 3.25. Well, I checked that in circuit, but like in circuit is your worst case scenario. On the bench, it'll be even better. Okay, that's fine. All right, it's saved. So let's shut down the computer. So I'm just going to power off. And I'm going to wait 5 seconds, and then I'm going to power it on.
Push this button.
You're damn right, my button works. Turn off PSU, not yet. We're just going to see if it keeps settings from just a soft off, which there's no reason why it shouldn't, because, yeah. Yep, good, okay, it kept those settings. So it does retain through a soft off, and so, yeah. So now, presumably, if we power off the PSU now, so now I'm guessing it will reset. That was a short amount of time. It might have needed a longer time. Let's see what happens. It reset. Yep. All right. Yeah. So it's not retaining BIOS settings from that. So yeah, I mean, while it's at home, there's no reason why they would be unplugging it from the mains all the time. But still, there is evidence of some weird behavior here. So yeah, okay, sure. There's something that's worth looking at here. So yeah. And the battery is getting 0 use. Yeah. Fan through. We don't care about the fan. The fan is not the problem here. We know that the fan is wild, but like that, yeah. An erratic speed sensor doesn't cause this kind of behavior. It's extremely funny. It's going to compete with those handheld blowers that you can buy on Amazon that can blow air at 300 miles an hour, but still. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can find the diodes then. So I will unplug this and we'll take the graphics card out. Do you want to go to bench? Thank you. Yep. Let's take all of this out. Right, so the tricky part now is I've got to figure out which diode are the RTC diodes. I might need some input from chat on this one, and by chat I mean floor lamp and or LED farmer. But let's see how far we get. That's fine. Okay, right. I'm just going to stick my head on. Yeah, we're on face cam. I'm going to stick my head under the camera and just look real close for a sec.
I'm going to use the power of sticking my face in it.
Yes.
Whilst you're doing that, would you like a chocolate egg?
Yes.
Have a chocolate egg.
Desiree egg! It's actually a festive egg. Actually, it's a festive foil. Because an egg
is it chocolate?
Yes.
Is it egg-shaped?
Yes.
Is it a chocolate egg?
That's actually a trademark from the Cadbury brand. It's not, I don't know. All right.
Then I will incorrectly use their trademark at every opportunity.
Cheap chocolate, you love it. It's a special type of chocolate, like advent calendar chocolate, that is absolute garbage, but also deliciously Moorish. All right.
It's vanilla flavored?
Don't know. Any chocolatiers in the chat?
Because vanilla flavoring is in the ingredients.
I mean, maybe you add a little bit of vanilla to chocolate. That wouldn't surprise me. Got Coco, ha. Hot done by you. Right.
Would you like hair cam or?
Yeah, let's go for overhead. Right. I know what diodes look like on this board. And do you want to see if you can punch down? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's perfect. Right. I have no idea what I'm looking for here. So what we're going to do, let's put a black probe on ground. So there's our battery voltage, 3.25. So now I'm going to just start poking around to see if I can find that on some of these diodes down here. What are you giggling at?
It'll be double diode SOT23.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm poking. There's a whole bunch of them down here. I don't think these ones are near the BIOS, and I don't think that's going to be it. I think it's going to be one of these ones over here near the PCH. So, if it's a dual diode, yeah, it might be like that guy or something, though. Now, come to think of it, yeah. But also, though, I can kind of just scrub around here looking, because should be the only thing that has any power right now because we're unplugged. Trying to do this without sticking my head under the camera. And that last pin on the end there, whoops. Nope, no one at home there.
I think we're trying to find a diode.
What are you? That's a very flickering signal. Can you see the bar chart at the bottom of the multimeter flashing? That's a fluctuating signal. I have no idea what that is.
It should have power on one side of it and not the other.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we're assuming the power's getting out of the battery holder.
That's a good point.
Oh no, it has to, because you measured it by touching a screw.
No, screw is just yeah. Well, that means ground
it has to get out. So it has to get out of the battery holder.
That just means that the ground is getting out of the battery holder. So let's just check the bottom of the battery holder. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So so it's getting into the board.
There's a resistor there.
It should have power on all pins. But I thought we were saying it wouldn't have power on all pins because it was faulty.
Yeah. Well, there's that flickering again. I've no idea what that is. Also, though, like I might be seeing that just because the board has been powered on at some point, and there's going to be like some residuals here and there. So I'm basically just I'm looking for a 3-volt signal.
Oh, we're expecting it to be leaking. Right, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Therefore, power on all pins.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sorry, I assumed we were assuming it wasn't transmitting power.
Yeah. There's some more. Let's try you guys.
If a CMOS battery is getting zero use, power settings are never retained. Exactly. It's resetting when you pull out the power supply.
Yeah, that's right. This behavior explains why the CMOS battery is suspiciously high voltage. You know, like that's when I measured that and it was at 3.25. I was like, really? Wow, that's almost brand new. This is an ancient motherboard. How is the BIOS battery still that fresh? You know,
it's actually getting reverse charged.
Yeah. Okay, can I see anything else that might be it? I'm not spotting anything here. Might need to take the motherboard out and get the PCH heatsink off because there might be something just under the PCH. There's a whole bunch of diode steering down here, but this diode steering down here, this is all going to be going to headers and things like that. So I don't think it's going to be any of those. Bueller?
I say, is it also the case that, in the nicest way, it's an FX machine?
Yeah, who cares? Yeah. It would be fun to. This would be an interesting exercise. This would be an interesting educational exercise, though, which is why I'm kind of pulling on this thread. Board model. This is an Asus M5 A97 Evo. displayed on screen now.
Does EVO mean it includes a discrete USB 3 controller?
Yes. I'm just seeing if I can spot the said discrete USB 3 controller. There's an AS Media chip over there. It's probably that guy. All right. We have a board view. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This can be a firmware problem. Interesting. I mean, we could do a BIOS update on it. Folks did say that there was a new BIOS available. Oh, actually, yeah. Do you want to open?
What?
Is that what happened when you tried to open Discord?
Yes.
Whack. Did you search for it though? Yeah, that's a stalling.
It was also just the fact that it's just like, apparently it's not installed.
Give it a bit more to work with because Windows search sucks. Actually type in Discord instead of disk.
Oops, that's recommended. I don't want that. How do I even select it without searching?
I'm going to type in Discord. Okay, no, fair enough. It still didn't come up. Huh.
But I was also just like, how do I actually even view it without...
We change this to list, and then we can thing. New start menu is such a missed opportunity. Apparently Discord just isn't on this computer anymore. What happened?
That would be why I can't find it.
All right, I'm just going to open it on another computer for a moment.
That would explain that one.
Yeah. All right. Continue to download. Just see if this is any good, just so I can find what I'm looking for. Extract to there. Yeah, sure. Okay. I'm gonna need a coffee. Flex board view. There we go. Good grief. Instead of going right.
Can I interest you in a ball?
Yeah. Some balls would definitely wake me up right now, I think. Okay, right. I have the board view.
Apparently it's next to the USB headers.
Okay, right. Stand by. Right, where the hell is the battery on this? Where is the battery on this board view? I'm just going to verify that we're looking at the right thing. There's a long one and then two slightly shorter ones. This board view is incorrect. This is for a micro ATX motherboard. Yeah, this is an Evo 2 apparently. Yeah, different board. Wrong board. No idea where the battery goes on that one.
Evo R2?
Yeah, wrong board.
So this is, yeah, probably revision 2 of the Evo.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, that's revision 2 because it says R2, not Evo 2.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. Right, apparently next to the USB headers, yeah.
Yeah, next to USB 7 and 8.
Diode is SD2. So when you say USB headers, do you mean like the, like down on the low ones? Let me, okay, hold on. Whoop. Right, here are USB headers down here. There are a couple of things that could be that, but they look like they're going to the USB ports to me.
There.
Look on Discord. Okay, right. SD2. Oh yeah. Okay, right. I think that's enough for me to work with. So the one furthest from the TPM, next to the little block thing.
Yes.
One furthest from the TPM, next to the little block thing. I don't see it. There's some stuff, and then again, that board layout looks wrong. Are we zoomed in on that picture, or is that cropped? Yeah. Oh, PCI. Oh, no, yeah, that does look correct. Chassis panel. The SATA, the SATA connectors are in a completely different layout, though, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, the SATA connectors are in a different layout. I think, again, wrong board.
Yeah, yep. That's what Florence just said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the KTS out. Why? We're looking for the voltage it's putting out. So yeah. I would just tell a customer to go and upgrade. Absolutely. However, we're kind of doing this we're doing this out of interest because we want to learn about the fault here, because a leaking RTC diode is not an alien fault, you know. So yeah.
Do not worry, I have an upgrade.
Unironically, we probably, like that one doesn't work, but we probably have an AM3 board here. So yeah. But also I'm just like, oh God, are we actually, no, we're not fixing this thing. So yeah. Well, unless we can find this diode. Because that's the thing, if we can find this diode, we can replace it with one from a breaker board. And unironically, we could fix this board, and that would be kind of cool, I think. I would greatly enjoy that. Very hard to see anything. Yes, absolutely.
Floor lamp, get a bigger monitor. Use a 55-inch TV. Okay,
right. First, I'm going to turn on the coffee machine because I'm crashing something fierce right now. And balls.
No.
Balls. So yes, I'm going to get a coffee, and we're going to look really close. No cider stream. Cider will put me to sleep right now. Want to do something weird? We can heat up the diode. What? Will that like make it recover or something?
Right. Hot GPU, bro. Why?
Right. Is anyone still hunting for board views at the moment?
Oh, I see. You can heat up the diode because you have a thermal camera. Yes.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. What, pop the battery out and inject power?
I'm going to inject 13 volts to this rail.
Or I could just pop the camera on it right now and just see if anything is warm. Like even if it's only sitting at like a degree above room temperature, the thermal camera will spot that.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else in there that's powered up right now. So, yeah. Although at the moment, it's not going to do it at the moment because it's not draining the battery. So.
Which suggests it's not even connected.
Yeah.
To me.
There's a lot of heat in the North Bridge still. Which is kind of whack. Yeah, North Bridge is still warm. By warm, I'm talking like 28 degrees, but still. No other signs anywhere else at the moment. So, yeah. Should I...
You won't see anything, and even if it was, you'd need a better thermal camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, is it worth... But yeah, shall I inject more power? But yeah, we're not going to see it if we inject on there because it's not leaking through the BIOS battery. Otherwise, the BIOS battery would be flat. So, yeah. Or pop the KTS battery and put a good one in. But the battery isn't the problem. The battery is practically new. Yeah, like the battery is practically fresh. It's at 3.25. and like brand new is 3.3 and flat is 3.0 kind of thing. So yeah, you'd have to inject unsafe amounts of voltage. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, Viking funeral. Yeah.
I'm going to overclock my PCH.
All right. Might go. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn this around. Let's go back to face cam for a second. I'm going to stick my head under it and I'm going to look real close and see if I can spot some other things that look like diode packages.
Nothing to lose.
Okay. There is some stuff. There is some stuff down on the lower end of the board, which might be it. PQ. There's stuff around the clear CMOS jumper as well. I'm going to go back to poking some. I'm going to go back to poking random components and see if we can spot anything. Boop. Okay. Go to bench cam with face again. All right, I'm going to go back to random stabbing. Is there silkscreen markings? I can't. There is some silkscreen markings. I can't see anything I can't see any diode markings. The best we've got is some PQ markings, but nothing that looks like it's marked diodes. So yeah, I don't think they're significant enough to be useful. So yeah, lots of PQs, no PDs. Right, let's start poking more stuff. So that's USB, USB. Let's get onto these guys down here. This is PQ, but whatever. Let's just check them anyway. Not expecting those to be it. No, okay. Right, there's 3.17 near the RTC reset jumper. 3.25. 0. So we found something on one side of the that's the CMOS reset jumper. There's another one on the other side of it there. Thank you, Caradog. That one's got nothing on it at all. Okay, we've got a single package down here that has the correct voltages on it to be what we're looking for, but that's at the clear RTC jumper, so I don't know if that's it. And yeah, there is a bit of a drop across that, yeah. Oh, actually, that's an interesting thought. The clear reset jumper is entirely missing. It's not in the clear position, it's just not there at all. There is no jumper on there. Like it's the normal position is pin 1 to 2 and then clear is 2 to 3. Would the board freak out if the jumper was completely missing? I'm not actually sure. Sounds fine, yeah. Needs a jumper if it's 3 pin. I mean, we can very quickly test for this. So while we're floor lamp says no, and I trust floor lamp. We're gonna like while we're humming and hawing, I'm gonna check it anyway. I'm not holding my breath though. I need to find something with a jumper on it first because it's unusual to find a board with a 3-pin clear reset jumper these days. Oh, I've got to look through all these shit boards for something. I can't see a world where this is it. There's one. Jumper stolen. Right, let's put that in the 1 position. Right, that's on normal. Okay, let's see if that does anything. Have a feeling the extra pin is just to hold the jumper. Yeah, see, I would agree with this. I don't think this is going to do anything. I'm currently doing this at the moment just basically to buy time while we think of something else. One of the P diode pins go to, yeah. We're seeing the correct signal, but we're seeing it further downstream where it's not relevant, I feel. Also, though, I think that diode that I measured, I think that is the one we're looking for, though, maybe, right? Because there was raw battery voltage there going through a diode drop, so that must be our that must be PDO2 that we're looking for. Okay. Oh, what's scraping? Oh, there we go. Oop. Right, capture. Right, F1. Of course it does. Reset is pulled up by VCRCT. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm grasping at straws here. 7, enter advanced mode. I'm just going to change our setting. So let's just change that to 02, 28, 2026. Save and exit. Oh, the thing worked. Oh, yeah. So it did. Interesting. Yeah. Did you hear where we got up to?
I heard you found a voltage.
Yeah. Also, the BIOS reset jumper is a 3-pinner, and the jumper was missing. It was not in the normal position. It was just entirely missing, which floor lamp reckons is not relevant. But yeah. 3.19 is still too low. Yeah. Okay. Right. So that's that. So now I'll power it off and power it on.
It should be exactly the same as the previous time.
Yeah. Third pin is not connected. Yeah, not surprising, but yeah. The fan is not relevant, folks. The fan is not relevant. It's just an old fan with a faulty speed sensor in it. Cool. Okay, so that's working fine. So now we power it off at the socket.
So what does this... Start that again. How's the speed sensor? Are you on? Oh no, I forgot to turn you back on.
Ah.
I couldn't remember if I muted. So I went, I will just turn the microphone off.
Aha.
Yes, I had muted, which is fine. I was like,
I see.
Safety. You can't betray me if you're off. Oh look. What?
I don't know, man. I think we might have fixed it.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong, floor lamp, but I'm just saying the problem seems to have disappeared.
Right, now what if you unplug it for like 30 seconds?
Yeah, let's do an acid test. Let's unplug it. And let's just sit and drink coffee for a moment. So how about them Yankees, eh?
Over here, overpaid and oversexed.
I see.
Okay.
Understandable, have a nice day.
I mean, that's the correct British response. Circa 1943.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking like the sports team, but you know.
How about them sports ball teams?
Yes. Any future LAN parties? Nothing I've got lined up at the moment, actually, I don't think. I've forgotten about that. I need to see if I'm going to any this year. So yeah, we shall see.
Apparently, is it called Insomnia?
Yeah, Insomnia.
Yeah, apparently that's Phoenix from the Flames again.
Interesting,
because
yeah.
there was mention of there being a new one this year.
Wouldn't surprise me. I think it's time for this stuff to come back. People are looking for things to do.
Oh, yeah,
COVID is over.
Oh, so
yeah.
did you not hear that Insomnia completely imploded?
Oh, no, I didn't.
In massive allegations of not paying their bills.
Oh, whoops. I'm kind of not surprised.
And just
but yeah.
cancelling people's bookings on the day when they were there and just being like, lol, you don't get a PC.
Yeah, you want to get blacklisted? That's how you get blacklisted. Yeah. Right. That's had a decent minute or so to come back. Bet the battery won't read high now. I don't know.
Da, da, da. Huh.
It's kept the time, or it's kept the date. Yeah, that's it. It's fixed. That's the problem. So yeah, it's a 3-pin reset. Like, yeah. What does this mean? Okay, I'm going to quickly just take some measurements just out of curiosity, just to see what I can divine from that. So yeah, because I agree with Floor Lamp. I would assume that the 3rd pin is just not connected, and pin 1 to 2 is just a park position, just to put the jumper somewhere, so the jumper is just parked.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So that's that. Like, yeah, I don't think this makes sense either. However, them's the breaks. You all saw it, folks. It is fixed.
I disagree with your reality and substitute my own.
Yeah.
It was in fact quantum tunneling llamas.
Yeah. It was a photon dropped through the trapdoor. Yeah, I mean,
It was a logic bomb I delivered through their door.
Yeah, so there's 3.3 volts, or 3.29 to be precise, on the reset jumper right now. So that's actually the 3 volt rail. 3.3 volt rail is still reading low. Maybe it's just that the PSU is a bit tired. Battery is still reading 3.25, so yeah, I don't think there's anything to learn from that. However, yeah, that has actually solved it.
It might be that they pulled up RTC RST via the jumper. Be an absolute no-go, but I have seen things.
Yeah, so that would make sense. Yeah, because also we found the diode right next to the clear jumper, and so yeah, the normal position pulls it up through the rail, and then the reset position shorts it to ground. Like, from a design perspective, that actually kind of makes sense. Unnecessary or not, that does actually make sense. But I don't know enough about. I haven't looked at this enough to know whether that's common or not.
No,
and
yeah, like
it would be incredibly stupid.
To me, the person who knows nothing about it, that seems moronic. Hi, lose the jumper, and now the functionality of the board doesn't function.
I guess, yeah.
For a thing that should be a trace built into the board.
Yeah, that's a good
point. And then you
point.
just have the push here to reset.
Yeah, and like ultimately on anything vaguely newer than this, you would only have a 2-pin jumper there anyway, which is literally just a short to ground when you put a jumper on it.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, so apparently the jumper completes the RTC circuit. Yes, that's correct. That's what's going on here.
That's so daft.
Yeah, like, you know, again, from a monkey brain perspective, that makes some kind of sense. But however, yes, as soon as you start reading into it any deeper, you'd be like, no, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Because this problem could happen. So yeah. Just measure.
What are we measuring?
What are we measuring? Yeah. Anything else? Otherwise, I feel like we're done here. Oh, if it's not pulled up, yeah. Okay, yeah. We can test that. Yeah. Yeah. Put a note. Yeah. Do not remove. Yeah. Who knows? Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do, I will unplug it. and I will pull the jumper off of it. And we will go to overhead cam again.
Whoosh.
And so, pin 1. Right, pin 1, 3.179. So that's our BIOS battery after going through the diode, because that's 3.25 minus a diode drop. Oh yeah, cool.
I couldn't actually work out where you were probing with the red one.
Center pin doesn't have any volts on it. Third pin doesn't have any volts on it, and let's just see which ones are, if any, are grounded. So the center pin has about 170 kilo ohms on it, so there's something there. And then the third pin is ground. So yeah, that is what they're doing. Yeah, the jumper completes the circuit in the normal position. So yeah, that is, so again, that's a case of like, okay, that makes logical sense, but from a design perspective, yes, that is stupid, because if you lose the jumper, the board stops working. So yeah. Asus.
Can we just not?
What? Yeah, we should just phone Asus and be like, can you just not, like, you know, just not,
please,
could you not, you know?
I'm sure you have wonderful engineers somewhere.
Super glue it. Yeah. Do we just see the same measurements? The same measurements of what? Sorry. Yeah, spell it out to me, because streamer brain. Also, it's 10 years old. Yeah, this is an old board. Like, this is also from the era where Asus were not following the standard front panel header. Boards like this, these are the reasons why the front panel header is all single pins, because Asus were the only ones not using the agreed layout.
Why would there be
You'd have to put two
3-volt pins?
Yeah, I'm not following here, because my understanding is we've got BIOS battery goes into a diode, then goes to jumper pin 1, then jumper pin 1 connects it through to the PCH, and then jumper pin 3 would optionally jumper pin 3 would short the PCH signal down to ground. So yeah,
Madness.
That's what I'm seeing there. In any case, this is solved. We'll power it on again, and we'll just set up.
Have you put the jumper back on?
I have, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll power it up one more time. We'll just set up the BIOS. Past that, I'm willing to say, okay, we've diagnosed this computer because we found a fault and fixed it. So yeah, that's a repair. I will charge them a pittance because the computer isn't worth 60 quid. However,
Super chat now.
I mean, you know, if you want, no pressure, but yeah. No, what you were measuring the connector was not the power rail, it was just the reset connected through the resistor. I don't know, I'm struggling to visualize it. If someone wants to draw it in MS Paint, that would be cool. However...
Oh, good.
Yeah. It still works, yeah. All right.
Ignoring the fact that...
Oh. Yeah, duh. Yeah, that's predictable because we disconnected the jumper again, so yeah.
I can paint something.
I can paint something, yeah. Do it. Paint me a pretty, pretty picture. Okay, right, we'll just set up this BIOS and then we'll save it for realsies. Chuck him in another 8 gigs. No. If he's trying to do anything that requires more than 8 gigs, then the CPU's going to fall over anyway. This thing, what was it, a GTX 770?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. So, like, yeah. I think Caradog's smartwatch has more compute power than this entire system. So, yeah. BIOS USB fix. We could BIOS update it for the lols. Yeah, sure. You know what? Let's do it for the lols. Let's do a BIOS update on this thing. Because, like, we fixed it, so why not? So, yeah. So yeah, connect the SSD. Yeah, we'll connect it back up. Is the FX8350 still cool? Does it have retro cred? Firstly, it was never cool. I would know. I owned one and I hated it. And no, it will never have retro cred. Okay, let's get a BIOS for this. Caradog, you're doing this. So say I. Let's do it with the ROG flash drive as well.
What is this?
Right, so this is an M5A97.
Oh yeah, R2.
Evo revision 2, yeah. M587 Evo.
Oh no, hold on.
Yeah, there you go. Good. Have a look-see on Discord. Okay. Also, we should get Discord installed on this computer so we can open references. So yeah, we'll bring it up in a sec. Put my finger in the fan.
I honestly thought you'd spelled coffee in the computer.
No, that's why I hold the mug up like this, you know.
So after fixing the computer, you've now liquid damaged it.
It's fine, ultrasonic. Insert the gif of me throwing the motherboard into the ultrasonic.
Get in the USB hole.
Right, the fan has tasted blood. It's not strong enough for that.
Make sure I don't eject the microphone.
That would have been extremely funny if you just safely ejected the microphone then. All right, do you want to install Discord while I start this BIOS update? If you put us back on, are we on capture? Yeah, see, the monitor's locked on now. I don't know what the deal with that is, but I don't really care.
We are on capture with face.
Cool. All right. Let's put this into... Wow, this thing has BIOS flashback, apparently. USB BIOS flashback. Don't know. I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to go over to, let's see. Tool. Easy Flash 2 utility. Why would you use Discord? Because at the moment it's still the best option. I understand what you're saying, however the answer to that is complicated and not yet resolved. Right, I've still got a really spotty monitor, so could you allow me to slightly see what I'm doing?
No. Verboten.
All right, I select this cap file, and then the capture fails. Hello. God knows. Okay. Do you want to read the file? Yes. Reading failed. 2501, 2603. One more time for good measure. Reading failed. Okay. What did you see? What format this flash drive was in? No, what format the flash drive was in?
Oh, sorry, no.
Yeah. Let's. Is that going to be small enough to FAT32? Probably. Yeah. Could you just try and FAT32 that? Yeah. This board might be old enough that it just can't. It might be it might be an NTFS drive, and the board is too old to read NTFS. So yeah.
But it knows that the file's there.
Yeah, I know. Speculating wildly. Take the chip out and flash it. I mean, we could. It's just
file is reading correctly. Otherwise, you'd have no label. Yeah, and also it apparently was already FAT32.
Whack.
Is it just the wrong BIOS?
Change the file name down to just M5A97. Just make it shorter than 8 characters. .cat. Yeah, that's fine. Yep, try that. It might be the file name is too long. This is UEFI. This is a UEFI system. It's very early UEFI, but it is UEFI. Right, I'm going to Control delete that just because it might not recognize the drive again. If this doesn't work, yeah, I'll just program the chip because the chip is socketed, so it's comically easy to just pull the chip out and program it. So yeah, shouldn't work either. Yeah. I don't know, man.
No bootable partitioning table.
Oh, it's tried to boot from the flash drive. Awesome. Oh my God. My dislike for this computer is rising. Early UEFI, it was a thing since 2004. Yeah, but come on, you know, it started hitting consumer computers around like 2012 onwards. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. Enter advanced mode. Tool, easy flash. All right, not recognized. Whack. Okay, yeah, I'm going to try it in another USB port. Oh, 2008. I guess. I'll rephrase that. I was buying a UEFI motherboard around 2012, but I guess Intel was probably earlier to the punch, so yeah. But yeah, we're splitting hairs here, man. You know what I'm talking about, you know. At this rate, ripping the BIOS chip out might be easier. Yeah, you might be right. Whack. Still nothing. Yeah, we can do. Let's see. Is there anything I need to think about before I just clean flash the BIOS? Not really. It's got no... it doesn't have any Ethernet region or anything like that we need to care about. Yeah, bugger it. I guess we just rip the chip out. Or leave it as it is. We could do. Yeah. I am kind of inclined to leave it as it is at the moment because there's no interest in watching me do the chip out reflash.
I would just leave it.
Yeah, and also like
it works.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Also at this point now we're starting to fiddle with something that doesn't necessarily need to be fiddled with. So yeah. Yeah. No, okay. Try long file name. I mean, it's not reading the drive at all now. I'm kind of tempted to try a different drive just because maybe I don't know.
I was going to say, I'll just leave it. I would take the drive, I would put it over there.
Yeah.
I'd pull the power out and I'd box it up.
Yeah. Well, we will actually, we'll set up BIOS again. So like we'll actually punch in the date and just make sure BIOS is configured. I don't think anything actually needs to be changed, come to think of it, but we'll just double check that. But yeah. No, at this point, I'm like, I don't care. This is neither interesting nor sensible. Yeah, I concur.
Are the drives actually plugged in? No, the drives aren't plugged in.
No. So yeah, however, I'm going to actually set this thing properly. Right. Date. Also, yeah, it has reset again, but also we're kind of messing this thing about a lot right now, so that's not entirely surprising. So yeah. Right. Okay, right. 02 28 26 28 2026 and the time is 1742. Windows can correct the rest of it. And is there anything I need to care about here? We've got no XMP to worry about. I don't actually think there's anything else we need to change. No. You know, it is Chassis Fan 3 is kind of funny, I'll give you that. Anyway, right. Yeah, we do need to know if it's okay, right. I'm going to save and quit and plug in the drives, and we'll just check whether it's a GPT boot or not, because then we can disable whatever it is not to make sure that it actually boots correctly. Plug those in, and I will save and quit. Oh my god. Okay, that time is actually rebooting. Oh yeah. Weird. I think I missed BIOS there. I think it's going to start Windows. Yeah, that's fine. That's a non-UEFI boot. Oh no, actually I don't trust it. I was going to say it's not giving us native resolution, so I think it's a MBR boot. So yeah. I'm trying to think how to. Yeah, oh, we'll check the partition layout. That'll tell me if it's a if it's MBR or not. My brain is mush this afternoon. However, yeah, I'm at the point where I'm just However, also I'm just like I've kind of clocked out from this one now. We've solved the issue and the computer works. I'm just like I don't care anymore. So yeah. Yes, it does have USB 3 on the front and it is plugged into the board, yeah. However, using the front...
Isn't that a different username?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought it had the person's name on it.
I don't think so. We'll see what the... Yeah, I remember the desktop looked really generic. So yeah, that is correct.
Oh yeah, there is stuff on it.
Yeah, okay. Right. Give me a projector. That's not what I wanted to do, but it will do. Can't show you guys this because customer data, but I'm just going to quickly check the partition layout.
One up, disk management.
Because if I check the partition layout, we can quickly see if it's master boot record or not. There's probably a bunch of other ways of doing it. Yeah, it's master boot record.
System.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, because disk management doesn't show the third one there. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. Whatever. Yeah, no, that's UEFI. Okay, we'll put it into UEFI boot, and it should work in that case. So, restart. Okay, we can come out of that. Eat a bag of sherbet? No, because then I'll just die a bit later on.
I thought for a second that was going to be a really weird insult. I don't know what, I was just like, go eat a bag of sherbet.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Right, we can. Yeah, do you want to put us onto actual capture with face this time?
Whoosh.
Cool, right. Yeah, there is a UEFI boot there, so we'll disable CSM mode, and that'll make sure that it doesn't accidentally try to CSM at any point. Let's see, boot. Right, where is it going to be in this one? It might be under advanced. Let's see, setup mode.
That one?
Yeah, CSM. Disabled. That will do. And will this even have secure boot? Yes, it does have secure boot. Secure boot. Windows UEFI. Cool. Oops, back out of that.
Do you wish to delete the secure boot keys?
That should work. So yeah, this thing should support secure boot as well. So yeah, for whatever that's worth. But nah. All right, Retro Anu, thank you very much for the £8. Think you treat yourself to something in a bottle. Sometimes we all have moments and long weeks. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No, Caradog, the Monaco drug lord El Cara. I meant sherbet dip dust.
Ah, yes, the special kind of sherbet.
The dip dust.
I brought you your orange sherbet. Cool, save and exit. Just make sure that starts booting again, and then that's this thing donezo. Secure boot certificates will expire in June anyway. Yeah, what's the deal with that? Does everyone have to update their BIOS to fix that? No keyboard detected. Oh, the USB on this thing is so messy. Whatever. All right, cool. That's still booting. Yeah. All right, we're done. Back to Facecam.
Hello!
Right. I'll let this finish booting up, and then I will shut it down, and we're done with this. So, yeah. Actually turned out to be a simple problem. I will try and... Can I edit it? Can I make some kind of video out of this? I guess I could, because like in the edit I can explain what we were looking for and what we found a bit better. Oh yeah, did we get Discord? Is that... Let's sign into that so we can look at floor lamp's diagram. You.
Please give me your passkey.
Scan QR code.
Dramatically.
Never scan a QR code from another user. Cool. Yeah, BIOS update it to get the new keys. Yeah. I'm sure that will cause a big old hassle when it comes around. Let's see. Right. Okay, right, so let's...
Download the image so it's no longer in Discord.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So you don't leak any information. Then open it in the browser.
Why am I you do this? Why am I doing this? I have a man for this. The man is you. You're the man.
Oh my god. Image.png. There we go. See, ta-da! Now in Zoom, the pning.
Right, and I will push the power button for it to shut down.
So I've done my thing.
Excellent. All right. So in the top left, as you can see, we've got two power sources. We've got the 3.3 volt rail coming in from the power supply. That's in the top left. And just on the left-hand side, VBAT, that's our BIOS battery. And then it goes through a pair of diodes, so the power supply can't reverse charge the battery and vice versa. So that's what we're talking about with the diodes. Those were the diodes we were looking for earlier when we were probing around the motherboard. And so the circuit that we're trying to power is VCRTC in the top right. So where are our reset pins on this? If Floor Lamp hasn't fallen asleep, because we went into the boring zone. Right, sorry, I'm trying to see if I can figure this out. Right, so in the middle we have a clock circuit which is not actually connected to any of this and not actually relevant. So we don't care. So the middle bit with RTC X2 and X1, that we just ignore all of that. That's just a separate clock section. We don't care about that. So RTC reset and SRTC reset, those are the two lower right signals. Right. I don't know the difference between those two off the top of my head. Although it looks like we would pull both of them down anyway.
One of them's the secret one.
Yes.
It's the secret crest.
Yeah, I'm not sure how useful this diagram is because it doesn't it doesn't show us where the reset jumper is. Well, I guess the reset jumper is RTC reset and SRTC reset to an extent, because we're going to pull those lines down through that. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% certain. I would redraw that to explain this personally. So yeah, that is an example from a system, but I don't think that actually illustrates what we were looking at. So yeah, the interesting part about that is it does show the actual circuit we were looking at with regards to the diodes and the signals involved, though. Yeah. At some point, yeah, I might try and edit this into a video, and then I'll try and explain what was going on there. But I will do that slightly differently, I think. Okay. Right. Okay, I'm going to get this thing out of the way.
Be gone!
Intrusive thoughts.
Waste management.
Right, and
now I grab a latitude to refurb.
Yeah, I might quickly do that. What's the stream timer on?
I don't know, you have the mouse.
2 hours and 11, yeah, all right. Well, let's, yeah, I'm going to quickly take apart the latitude that showed up today, and we'll do just a bit of chat, I think, and then we'll just, yeah, wrap up a little bit early, because, yeah, I have said this many times, but we don't have to run for 3 hours each time, and I would actually kind of prefer to aim for closer to 2 hours. So, yeah. Right. Where did that latitude go? Because I need to open it up and redo the thermal paste and stuffs.
Is it on this box down here?
Yes, that's the one I'm looking for. Thank you. Huh. Cool. Bop. Need one of them.
Have you had opportunity to use your new thermal camera in anger since the video?
Sort of.
Does it seem any different in its functioning, other than just the manual focus?
That's probably good enough. Yeah, so I have used it in anger per se, but I've not actually done. I've not had any like. I haven't found faults with it as such. So yeah, overall though, in terms of functionality, yeah, it's fine. I mean, to be honest, as I said in the review of it, it doesn't change my world. It's incrementally better than the P2 Pro.
Okay.
And the fact that it has the variable focus on it is, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, it's cool because now I'm not having to put the macro lens on and off of it all the time, and there's not another piece to lose. But the slightly annoying thing is that now I'm constantly having to adjust the focus on it. But also, but also that means that I can focus at whatever range I'm holding at. Whereas with the P2 Pro, you had to move it until things were in focus, and there was only 2 points, either far away or point blank range. So, yeah. So when it feels fiddly, I'm just like, well, the alternative is it's just not in focus, you know. So yeah. However, also it is the replacement for the P2 Pro, so it's kind of neither here nor there. If you find a P2 Pro at a bargain price because it's discontinued, I think that's still a great camera to buy. So yeah. Did you check it on Discord already? Yeah, we did bring it up. But I couldn't figure out where the jumper pins were on that diagram, so it was difficult to explain what we were looking at. So yeah. Yeah, see, I understand what these signals do, but I wanted something that actually showed us this 3-pin BIOS reset jumper. That's the explanation I'm looking for. Like, I know how it's supposed to work. What I want to do is to see how it was working on that particular board, because that was the anomaly. Unless I misunderstood the unless I misunderstood the diagram completely.
See.
Yeah.
Is there just a sticker over one of the screws?
Yeah. Warranty void if removed. Okay. I guess it's void then. Where is Cider? It is in the box. I drank quite a lot of wine last night, so I'm not going to test myself. Yeah. Although, to be honest, I'm doing surprisingly okay today, because I drank quite a lot of wine, managed to go to bed before I passed out, and then in the middle of the night I woke up needing the bathroom and water, and as I got out of bed, stood up to walk to the bathroom, and was like, oh my God, you know, I was like, what did you do? Why did you do this? And like, so I went to the bathroom, drank some water, went back to my bedroom, and just like flopped back onto the bed. And like over the course of the next couple of minutes, just my ears were just going, just like literally like flat tones slowly going in my ears. I'm like, ow. But just by some miracle, by morning, I actually was fine. So I think because I did drink a decent amount of water before I went to bed, and I drank some in the night as well, the hangover was mostly done by the time I woke up in the morning. I did actually sleep it off. But when I woke up in the night, though, I was just like, oh no. It was terrible. Right, that's the Intel spec. Yeah, okay, yeah. And through the jumper, either pulled up, pulled down. Yeah. What I might do is, if I try and edit this into a video, I would want to show what I want to show how that was actually wired, so we can explain why that setup was whack, basically. Because yeah, obviously the spec is the spec, and that's how it's supposed to work. But what made that interesting is that it was not the spec. So yeah. Okay. And yes, it was red wine. I do not like white wine. White wine is trash. Oop.
Who can tell when it's in a sippy cup?
Well, I can, because I can still taste it.
Then you haven't drunk enough.
I think at some point you were like, red wine and white wine are basically the same thing, and I still cannot fathom your logic on that.
Yeah, because it's been proven over and over and over again in so many blind studies.
But they taste different.
That if you put them to the same temperature, they are functionally the same taste to something like 85% of people.
I think that must just be because 85% of people are just idiots and can't taste anything then. Because just every time I try white wine, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 kilo ohm pull up to the VCRTC rail on pin 3. Pin 2 is ground. Pin 2 wasn't ground though. Pin 3 was ground, and pin 2 was probably VCRTC.
Red wine from a Tetra Pak.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll have to we'll have to hash this out on Discord over the weekend or something. I'll review this, and I'll rough up a diagram of what I saw, and we can see if we can piece together what it actually was.
Cheeky.
For the sake of it, cheeky. Yeah. I need a slightly smaller thing. Whoop.
Words not often uttered.
However, yeah, as I say, like, yeah, with the best will in the world, that's what I saw when I measured, man. What was I? Oh yeah, the SSD was coming out. Yeah. Oh, pin 2 will have to be I'm drunk, order incorrect. Yes. We have several unreliable narrators in our midst.
I don't know what I'm looking at, and you're drunk.
The ideology is coming from inside the house. Oh no, it's cement. Right, okay. What else? What other stuff interesting is happening this week? We need a topic to discuss before we wrap up. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about alcohol.
It has been a reasonably slow news week.
Yeah. I guess the only thing that...
which is indirectly kind of nice.
Well, yeah. In terms of tech and stuff relevant, yeah. But...
I thought you'd scrape that off dry.
Not when it's cement. When it's gone like as hard as this stuff has, it doesn't come off. You have to actually soak it and work it off.
Fair.
Yeah. If it's just like dry and powdery, yeah, I take it off dry. However, when it's like this, it is literally dried into a cement, and you will just never get it off. Have I done anything with the server? Not yet. However, I really want to start moving forward with that. Because I want to be able to start hosting things on it. So yeah, I've started the process of getting the phone line here sorted out. Because the thing that's been holding that up was me wanting to move the landline number off of the phone line, so I didn't need to risk losing my business number in the chaos of finding an ISP that will get me fiber. However, I've begun the process of converting the landline phone to VoIP. That's probably going to take a week or two. And once that's done, I can then just start going, right, ISPs, who will give me full fiber? First person to say yes gets the job, you know. And then I will have full fiber, and then I will suddenly be a lot more interested in getting the server sorted because it'll actually have a high-speed connection. I guess I could start working on it now and just be like, okay, this works, it's just slow because it's on a slow connection.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that'll be the thing. You did not just say VoIP. I said, yeah, VoIP, VoIP.
VoIP.
Does VoIP mean something else then? Am I saying a slur in another language without knowing
VoIP.
it? VoIP.
VoIP.
Or is this a cool quip joke?
This is my VoIP connection. What are you planning on hosting? Yeah.
Right. I keep forgetting.
Because I'm still not sure what you actually want to do with it.
Okay, right. So I want to. Have I got my list of? Let's see. Right. So I want to get Google Home. Not Google Home Assistant. I want to get Home Assistant running on it. I don't know what that's going to power, but I just want to get. I want to get a Home Assistant instance running, and just put just a smart bulb somewhere in the shop and just some other gadgets, just so I can get some experience with Home Assistant setups and start learning how this stuff works.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of it. Because also I might want to do stuff like that at home. Might be nice. I don't need it or anything, but I want to learn about it just out of interest, Google Cast went onto the back burner because the speakers I was going to use for it were a bust. And I think I'm giving up on that. LAN cache, so for Windows Update caching and stuff like and Steam caching, I've already set up LAN cache. That's ready to go, but the router doesn't currently support it. Because at the moment I'm using a BT router and it doesn't allow me to specify a custom DNS server. So I can't route the local traffic through the LAN cache, which needs to be done so it can intercept certain traffic.
Yeah.
So yeah. Then we've got Nextcloud, which is going to be for file hosting. So I want to see if I can replace Google Drive. I'm probably not going to drop Google Drive anytime soon, but I want to have another setup in place, if nothing else, as proof of concept.
Yeah.
PXE boot was another idea, but I think I'm sidelining that one because the problem is PXE boot that only that works over Ethernet, and laptops don't have Ethernet. So when I was putting some more thought into that, I was like, wait, that's not going to work on anything that's in for repair. So yeah, I'm kind of not going to bother with that. Yeah. So lost interest in that one. I'm actually going to take that off the list. I also want a KeyPass server, so I can host my own password management. And I think I was going to possibly try Pi-hole as well for network level ad blocking. I don't know if that's going to play nicely with the LAN cache though. If you use Home Assistant OS, you can just add Nextcloud as a Docker add-on. Yeah, that sounds entirely possible. You will get a secure boot violation on most modern stuff with PXE. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. A music streamer. Yeah, that was a thing I was going to do. However, I've kind of abandoned that idea because I've gotten some nice speakers. The speakers that I was possibly going to use for that, I've just attached them to my workstation now, and that's just a lot less hassle. So yeah. I kind of wanted the server to be able to act as a network speaker, but I've kind of just circumvented the requirement for it. Unraid, yay or nay? Oh yeah, I want some kind of file yeah, I want some kind of NAS on it as well. But I think running Nextcloud will double as a NAS because if I'm local to it, it'll be really fast. So yeah. KeyPass is shit compared to Bitwarden or VaultWarden. Okay. Is that the current meta? Is that the new hotness? Because if so, I'll change it and do that instead. Eh. And then in addition to that, also like I think in terms like the subject of Discord being bollocks came up earlier on, and like one of the other things is I believe you can run local instances of Stoat. So I was thinking of just setting up a Stoat instance on it as well.
Interesting.
Just to see what that would look like. Because I'm kind of curious, because Stoat has got an interesting problem, because a lot of people are looking at, oh yeah, possibly a Flux instance, yeah. Because Stoat has an interesting problem, because a lot of people are looking at them as a viable Discord alternative, but also they're UK, so it means that they're going to run into exactly the same problem as Discord. So but also if you're locally hosting it, I don't see how that could be vaguely enforceable. So yeah. If
Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix. I think Matrix is just going to be too complicated.
Matrix.
But again, maybe I run a Matrix instance just so it exists. I don't know that I will use it, but I kind of want to set it up so I can at least see what it looks like. Yeah. So.
Floor Lamp said Matrix. I agree with
Yeah,
Floor
he
Lamp.
would though. You know.
I agree with Floor Lamp.
Yeah. Vault Warden is self-hosted open source Bitwarden. Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, okay, I'll stick in Vault Warden onto my notes. So, KeyPass, you're out. You are now Vault Warden. Cool. Minecraft server. No, I'm kind of done with Minecraft. Everyone will use it for a week, and then they'll get bored of it, and it will sit idle. And become another mausoleum Minecraft server, where there are buildings and things there, but no other players. Such is the fate of all Minecraft servers. If you create an account on matrix.org, it's literally the same process as setting up a Discord account. And then you just type in the server you want to connect to with that account or something. Let's see. Invoice Ninja is good for open source invoices and quotes. No, I have an accounting package, so yeah, I absolutely will not be running my accounts through the custom system. Terrible idea. Unfortunately, there are certain things that are too mission critical, and I'm just like, no, actually, I'm going to use a professional service for that. Thanks. Matrix.org is also a hoster, so you don't need to set up anything yourself. Interesting. Okay. So, yeah, all right, fair enough. So I thought that you had to host an instance of it, though, because this is one of the problems, is that now means it's a matter of time before like, certainly, like, for UK service, for example, how long is it going to be before Ofcom rings up matrix.org and says, okay, we need you to do age verification, and we're back to square one again? That's the thing, is we need something that is actually, we are going to need to move to self-hosted setups in order to be resistant to this, I think. That is an option, yeah.
Yeah, an open network for secure decentralized communication. Yeah.
Because that's the problem. Like, in the conversation of the age verification problem, like, broadly speaking, decentralizing the internet is actually the long-term solution to this. We need to decentralize things. So, because that reduces the problems of making people easy to find by bad actors. Because when you centralize social media, it becomes a target-rich environment. Decentralizing helps solve that, and in addition to that, in terms of just saying, in terms of just giving the government the middle finger, decentralizing solves that as well. Because when you're decentralized, the government is not going to track you down specifically and tell you to age verify your 10 users on your Matrix server. So yeah. You would need self-host. Yeah, matrix instance can easily be moved. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Next step would be to lock in internet access behind confirmed IDs. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get that far. I'm not going to say never because we're in unprecedented times already. However, we're not quite that far down the line yet. Although, yeah, obviously we are certainly far enough down the line that doesn't seem. It does not sound like conspiratorial thinking to believe that such a thing might happen. Although, again, I'm not sure how the hell you would enforce that at this point. So yeah. Alex Karp has entered the chat. Is he some conspiracy dude or something? That's why they want OS level verification. Yeah, I mean, that again seems to be a thing, but also again there seems to be no current plan on how you would possibly enforce that. You know, like that's demanding everyone do OS level verification is just entirely unenforceable. You cannot enforce that on Linux. It can't be done because it's source code. You can just build it yourself. And if you say like, oh, well, what are you expecting every person on the internet to build their own operating system? No, but all it takes is someone to just spit out a new build and leak it for download once a week or something like that to just keep evading it. It just can't be done. So yeah. So while there's certainly ideas where we could be like, oh, this is what they want to do, and sure, that sounds plausible based on their desires, but I don't see how it can actually be done.
Yeah.
This SSD actually needs a holder. I'm going to need to find one. Gosh dang it. I thought I had a couple of these kicking around, but I can't find any now. Ah, there's one. There's two. I have a couple of these kicking around. Right. Yeah. That goes on there.
How does the holder?
Right, the holder is just adding in some spacing there,
yeah.
So now when I put the heatsink back on top, it will not be flapping around in the breeze because it's it has something to press down on so it doesn't wobble. It'll just block your internet access without the digital ID. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah. We're certainly getting to that point. I don't know, man. I want to say that is all ridiculous and it won't go that far, but if the winds be blowing that direction.
It's also a case to a degree. You're just like, okay, well, what if I use this ISO, this burnt CD from 2025?
Well, that's the thing. If it doesn't have, it's not so much. Your ISP can just simply say your OS has not provided a valid ID signature, therefore we do not allow any traffic from it. That's the counter there.
I just don't know how that will work via NAT, because how do you age verify your TV? How do you update your current smart TV to have that age verification when it doesn't have a built-in camera?
Yeah.
So you're now killing all smart TVs.
Yeah.
You're killing all Fire Sticks. You're killing all Apple TVs.
Yeah, you're right. That's not.
You're killing all internet-connected webcams.
Yeah, that's not possible either, is it?
Because if you're not, on my desktop computer isn't a desktop computer, it's an internet-connected webcam.
Yeah, that would count. Yeah, valid counter argument. Yeah. So, yeah.
No. This is a Samsung smart toaster.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's entirely fair in that case. So yeah, so in that case we do come back to the, okay, cool, that's unenforceable then. So even if they try and do it, it's not going to work. So yeah, like I wouldn't put it past them to attempt it, because the problem is that the people making the law are dumb and don't understand how any of this works.
Yeah.
However, you're right, it's just not going to work.
Yeah.
I push this button. It is starting. BIOS manufacturing saying, look, I mean, they can start. The problem is that if we can theoretically say, okay, well, we're going to bring this law in over the course of the next, say, 10 years. So all of your devices and your smart TVs will stop working in 10 years. But also, like, that's, I feel like we're reaching now if we assume that that's what they would try and do. There's so many hurdles they would have to get through for that. So yeah. Let's see. Have you heard about Meshtastic or Meshcore for decentralized wireless communication? I've not heard this term before. Is this like an attempt to set up some kind of altnet? But that would also kill half the backbone of the internet.
Also, how does the ISP switches connect to the internet?
Well, I mean, the ISPs would need to enforce this, and they could do this at the endpoints.
Okay, but now I'm an endpoint.
But you're not, because you're on a consumer phone line.
Okay. Says who? According to what? Using what verification? If it's using some digital hash, you can hack the digital hash.
Says your bill to BT. You know, like I'm spitballing here. I'm playing devil's advocate. I agree. I don't think this is vaguely possible, but like hypothetically, let's follow this to, let's see where this goes. You know, because like at the end of the day, you know, BT knows that those phone lines go to houses. So therefore, nothing on that line is allowed to present as internal infrastructure, so to speak.
Yeah.
However, yeah, I do agree, this would require radical restructuring of the internet. So yeah, I don't see it happening, no. Right. The internet was created to be decentralized from inception. Absolutely, but yeah, centralization is the problem. But that was partly just the centralization of power and all the rest of it, but also partly because if you want to mass connect people together, you have to have a central system. Like, this is one of the problems, is all services are in a constant tug of war with usability versus the independent dream. You know, like everyone is just like, centralization bad and stuff like that. But also, you need some degree of central system to allow people to use things. You know, like for example, Matrix is supposed to be like super decentralized, but if everyone is going to matrix.org and making a user account, that is still a central system for Matrix, you know. Now, it can be federated and all the rest of it. There are solutions there, and that's how you start solving this problem. But ultimately, like, the internet, though, is always going to be central, because no matter how much you want to pick your wacky, obscure ISP, if the phone line to your house is owned by OpenReach networking, as it probably is in the UK, that is still a central system. You can't take control. You can't change the ownership of who ran the line. And unfortunately, the town is probably not going to give you permission to string your own Ethernet cable over to someone else's house. So, you know, there is a certain extent there where this is unsolvable. So, yeah. And to that extent, that's why, you know, certain amounts of power can never be decentralized. But also, again, as we said, you know, if we're going down this rabbit hole of, oh, they'll control the internet kind of thing, it's like, okay, but the internet is currently not structured in that way. And restructuring it would be a enormous endeavor. Mastodon has this problem. The two largest servers are run by the Mastodon not-in-profit, and they represent north of 85% of the activity. This is exactly it. This is why all this talk of decentralization starts falling apart when it becomes more convenient to just sign up at Mastodon. You know, that, and so, yeah. Federation does help, because it means that if Mastodon suddenly turned evil, then people will be like, cool, okay, we will just simply disconnect our servers from their central network, and the source code continues to work. So that's the whole point, is that you can just undock your boat from the port if the port is taken over. So, you know, whereas with Discord, you know, Discord is currently in a bad place, and we cannot simply sail our we cannot take our Discord servers and sail away from Discord with them. So yeah. Is Mastodon still a thing? Yes, and I think I believe that it's mostly filled with people talking about Mastodon. But however, yes, it is a thing. You work in IT, just host your own server. Well, yeah, that's it. That's how we got onto this topic, and that's why that's why I bought a server, so I can host things on it. So yeah. Ice Age is coming. Maybe. We'll see. What even is Mastodon?
Another one. Haven't they already made like 5 of those films?
Yeah. Mastodon is it's open source Twitter. It's open source federated Twitter, basically.
For discussing your favourite creatures from prehistory.
I guess, yeah. Server specs, was it first or second? It was a first gen Epic.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing to write home about, but certainly it's got enough cause to brute force anything that I want to do on it. So yeah. I'd definitely give you some cool points if you host your own Matrix server. Wow. I will, yeah, like as I say, I will probably set it up at some point, just because I want to set these things up to see what they look like. Because yeah, if it really does get to the point where we have to jump ship from Discord, I'm trying to make a point of looking at the alternatives so I can decide which one I want to try out. You know, we were discussing last week, and I think we spoke when we were talking last week. I spoke about how I'd been looking at other systems, and I had been looking at what state TeamSpeak is in and stuff like that, and I've set up, I set up a TeamSpeak server, and I set up, I made a Telegram server or Telegram group chat and stuff like that, and just set it up mimicking the servers that I currently use to be like, okay, this is what it would look like if we moved to Telegram tomorrow, and not saying we're going to do this, but this is what it would look like. And people are like, it's not bad, but this annoys me and this annoys me. It's like, okay, cool. We're not necessarily keeping this. However, now we've looked at it. Let's keep doing this on all the services available so we can see which one we actually vibe with, Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Custom IRC server. Yeah, although I like persistent chat. So that kind of kills IRC dead. And also, I don't know if you can set up IRC to have like embedded imaging and stuff like that, so you can just drag and drop a picture onto it and stuff.
That's why you host your own image server.
Maybe, but then Matrix would do all of this. So yeah, like we have better solutions now.
But you've got to make sure you compress it so everyone can load it on their 56k modem.
Precisely. Currently using Threads and Blue Sky. Yeah. Come on, you got a pretty cool server. I'm rocking a first gen Ryzen. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think it's cool. Like it's yeah. it's just, yeah, it's not devastating, but also it's kind of funky. I think it's fun because it's actual server hardware, which is what I find interesting. I could save a lot of money by just buying a mini PC and doing everything on that, and probably have about the same amount of compute power. However, having the actual big bare metal rack server is quite fun because it means that I get to play in an actual real server environment instead of where it's actually it's on real hardware. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting more interesting service out of it. Right. Anything else? You can also lose a lot of money if you open a router port for self-hosting and fuck something up security-wise. When you say lose a lot of money, what, in terms of like have a security breach that you get sued over? Because yeah, that's the other problem is I don't think I would host any adamant IT stuff on it because that would be public facing. And yeah, I don't think I can host any public facing stuff on this because I mean unless I had unless I had moderators where I could have someone who knows enough to be able to ensure that the system is secure enough to be public facing. You self-host, you open up your network. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I mean these things would be isolated. They'd be on VLANs. I wouldn't, and I know some stuff about server setup. Yeah, well that's the thing. Self-hosted stuff would be on VLANs, so it would be isolated. Did you fix the RC car? Yes, there was a video about it. Is this thing actually? Oh yeah, no, it's not going to boot because it had a blue screen because I don't think I've imaged this drive properly. Right. Use Cloudflare and such. Maybe. VLAN has nothing to do with WAN ports. Okay, but what I mean is like if you expose a single...
What?
What, it's gone into recovery mode?
Oh, I see. Sorry, I was so confused. I thought you just pressed the power button from it being off, and it just went, choose your keyboard. I was like, but why? I want you to boot.
No. Yeah. No, but like if you expose a single VM, and that VM gets hacked, then that VM gets owned. But like that doesn't expose your entire network, does it? If you've isolated all of your shit, that's the point of keeping them separated out, right? But yeah, like there has to be a solution to this, otherwise no one can self-host anything. Because like what would be your proposal then? Like if you want to self-host stuff, you have to rent a rack space for it and do it there. Because that's not, that because now you've just moved it to a private server and we're just back to like running VPS and stuff like that. So yeah, like I get what you're saying is be careful with security, but like, And also people who are saying really obvious stuff like firewalls fail to ban and port forwarding. Yeah, duh. Yeah, like, thank you, but duh. I have been on the internet, yeah. You have to cosplay server admin all day, every day, keeping everything updated and everything, and then... Yeah, okay, so once again then, what's your solution? Are you saying just don't self-host and use other people's services? Because that's the thing, like there has to be a solution to this, otherwise just no one can self-host. The solution is to drink more alcohol. I will do that another time, I think. However, for now, our timer is approaching the 3-hour marker, so I think we've kind of, like I've run out of things to say. So pay companies that do, yeah. So yeah, so basically you're saying don't self-host. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess I will just run everything internally, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Fumble. Okay, I feel like we're done. Sure, you can self-host. Don't be scared. Yeah, like I get what Floor Lamp is saying, but also just like yeah, sure if we're going paranoia mode, but yeah, I feel like there are solutions to this problem, and yes, we are going in loops. So yeah, all right. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We fixed the computer. It had a weird ass fault. And I am going to see if I can edit that into something. We forgot to hit record on here, so we're going to have a really garbage YouTube download, but it's good enough. Thank you for the super chats. We'll be back next week with something else. And hopefully I'll have some more material. Because, yeah, at the moment, yeah. Right, this has been a Saturday, and I'm very tired. So, yeah. See you all soon.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Au revoir.
Toodles. Bye.
Shalom.